Hey, what's up? I'm Den. This is another day of vlog therapy for me. Like I said in the previous video, I'm just gonna continue to talk about my feelings, put things out there in the ether, because I have a lot of kind of really hard stuff going on, and I have no better way to get it out. So, if you want to stay and listen and join the conversation and tell me some stories or give me some helpful comments, I would really appreciate it. If you're not into that kind of thing, you can just change the video, but we'll see you after the intro.
Welcome to Denwood.
Okay, so where am I at today? I think yesterday, being so emotional, I got off on the wrong foot. I think I explained a couple things slightly incorrectly. I don't want anybody out there to get the idea that I've been a mooch off of my wife or anything like that, because I think in a couple of points it certainly sounded like that. Just to clarify that right from the bat, right off the bat, however that goes. From the day I met my wife, we lived together, and I always paid my way. I've had an income stream from my family's business. I was working there until my accident where I got hurt. And then it's been over a year that I haven't worked, but I've still been able to receive income from the family business. So in our relationship with my wife, I've always done my best to pay my own way. When I moved in with her and I began living with her, it was at her apartment, and I maintained my apartment, which is where I'm actually at right now. And then when we moved in together into a new apartment, because I didn't want to kick my roommates out, I ended up keeping this place because it was cheap enough to afford as kind of like a studio for creative purposes and what have you. And we did move into that apartment together because she wanted to, and because I was still paying for this apartment. She had decided that she would take care of the rents over there, but I always pitched in my fair share when it came to food and dinners and any help with the bills if I could. But I never was like a full mooch. The issue with splitting up and having to leave is that I'm actually giving up this studio of mine, this apartment of mine, for lots of reasons. The building is damaged, everything is screwed up here. I think it's time for my roommates that live in this building to leave as well, and so I've got to let this place go. And now, when my wife leaves, she's gonna be leaving me with an apartment with such an expensive rent. I probably will never be able to afford it alone, maybe even not with a roommate, and I might be forced to leave LA after like 16, 17 years, something like that. So that's to explain what was going on, at least with the financial situation here. But what's going on in my head today, and it was yesterday as well, is I talked to a therapist on the phone, and I was given all sorts of advice, and it just doesn't seem to help for me. You know what I mean? I cannot grasp that this woman wants to leave me. Like, my brain knows it. I guess my brain doesn't know it. I've got her dog here, actually. I'm watching him right now. No matter how many times she tells me she doesn't love me anymore, she's not attracted anymore, she might stay for a little while I get on my feet as roommates. When we're nice to each other, and I'm helping her out, like by watching the dog and stuff so she can get work done, like in my mind it's telling me that she's gonna come around. But I know she isn't. You know, I was feeling really positive yesterday when I first woke up, and I had coffee out on the patio, and I was gonna try and be productive, even though my brain hasn't been letting me be productive for such a long time, since all this began. And then the first thing she does is sit down with me and say, "Hey, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I am going to an appointment to see a house for myself." She said, "I'm not going to rent this one. I don't even like the way it looks, so you don't have to worry right now. But I just didn't want to hurt your feelings and let you know that I'm going to look at this place." And everything was cool. You know, we have this agreement where we're going to try and run this out through the quarantine and maybe even a little bit after that till I get on my feet. But it's still like punched me right in the gut, you know? Just that reality. Like, she's not renting that place right away, but the reality of her going to find another place without me. And it really brought me down for the whole day. I had a phone therapy conversation, and she was telling me I can't feed into these emotions, and I've got to just focus on the future and not live and settle and obsess in something that I can't change. But that's so incredibly hard for me. Cut to today. I woke up, you know, earlier than I have in probably a month, which is good. You know, Xanax helps, or it's been helping. But you know, I got ready, and I'm talking to her to keep reminding her that if we can stick this out together to help me so I can get on my feet, that would be great. And so I took the dog out of the house so she can get work done, and the whole day has just been clouded with this never-ending fear that she's just gonna take off. And not just that I lose her, because that's a big deal to me. I really don't want to. But that I'll end up screwed, and I'll lose my whole livelihood and the puppy, you know. Because he's her dog. Like, when my dog died, I didn't want to accept any other dog as my own because I felt like it was a slight against the death of my dog, a slight against my dog. And so, even though we got him together as a puppy, I've always said it's your dog, and I've allowed her to do most of the work and cleaning up after him and training him and stuff like that. I've been there and helped, but I like never accepted him in words to her as my dog until like this time that I'm finally faced with losing him. And of course he's my dog, you know, of course he is. Of course I love this dog. I've been raising him and helping take care of him since the day we got him, and you know, I've always told her it's her dog, and I couldn't take that away from her. It's too late anyway, and I wouldn't want to. But I'm gonna be really upset. I am really upset. So anyhow, what the therapist has been telling me to do is to try and indulge back into my passions. And I know music is a good therapy, so I'm probably gonna pick up the recording device, maybe go online and purchase a mixer of some sort, and maybe start trying to make some music. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna push it on anybody out there that's listening. Nobody likes like some random dude's homemade music. It's always bad, but I think I'm gonna have to utilize that as some form of therapy, as well as maybe get back into acting if it's possible. Like doing anything, sitting down to make this video is torturous. But that's the plan going forward, is to just take it day by day, realize there's absolutely nothing I can do to keep her, stop her from leaving, try and do the best I can to get my ducks in a row, figure out my situation, figure out potential better income so I can stay in the apartment that I'm in or find a new place and move forward. I really don't want to. Anyhow, that's what's on my mind today, and for the rest of the day, I'm gonna go back to the place, work in the garage, maybe set up how I'm going to create music and do some maybe crafts and needed projects in the garage, as well as begin to sell a lot of my items from this apartment so I can just get rid of it and have less to move. So, on a side note, why don't you say hi to my ex-wife's dog. Buddy, come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. This is my buddy Coop. His name is Cooper. Or Coopertronic, or God, we have like 1,000 nicknames for him. Cooper the producer. He's super adorable. I love him to death. And I'm gonna miss him to death. He doesn't seem to give a crap about anything right now. Anyway, I hope this dog made you happy. It certainly makes me happy when I have him around, and I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep working hard. Thank you for watching. Do the whole like and subscribe thing. Anything helps. Nice comments, supportive comments, conversations about things that you've been through in my similar situation. I appreciate it. Have a good day.